I'm not alone, my friends. Oh, no. His smoking guns are hot to the touch. It's Jon Hopwood.
I thought you were going to change my theme song.
What did you want to change it to? I can't remember.
I think it's T-Pain, I'm in love with the stripper.
Oh, right. Well, I think, though, you know, because we like to keep this program at all times in good taste, I think we would probably play the alternate version, which is I'm in love with a dancer. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's an alternate version. Now,
that ain't no fun.
Jammin' 94.5 in Boston would go ahead and play the I'm in love with a stripper, but other radio stations like WJYY 105.5 in Concord, for example, they always played the I'm in love with a dancer because, you know.
Are you kidding? There really is an alternate version?
Oh, yeah, I'm completely serious.
Me.
No, I'm totally serious, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
It loses something in the translation.
Well, I suppose it does. Yes.
I love that song.
Do you really? Well, maybe I'll play it today at the break.
Jeez, no, you can't play the stripper because
I'm going to play the dancer one just to be, you know. Well, but then again, yeah. I mean, really, what is the point, right? I mean, but I do think that version is more respectful. It's so hard to know.
Respectful?
Well, yes, dancer is a more respectful term.
Oh, come on! When did you become PC?
Well, now what?
The Mrs. Putting the thumb screws on you?
No. Now, let me remind you of something, sir. What do I always say when people ask me?
Off air?
No. When people ask me, you know, every once in a while, someone will ask me, Matt, what is your objective? What is your goal with your show? What are you trying to accomplish?
Ego,
and what do I always tell them?
Stroking your ego.
No. I always tell them.
Making two tea Yetis respectable?
My goal with this program, I have a singular goal. My goal, my objective with this program is to come in here every day and spend 2 hours from 4 to 6 p.m.
Not get fired?
Not getting fired, yes.
There you go.
That is my goal.
There you go.
And if
Understood.
And if I make it to 6 p.m. and I have not received a text message or an email saying that something has gone awry and that we need to talk.
Has happened in the past.
Which has happened in the past.
With me.
Yes.
Banned for 2 weeks.
That's right. You did receive a 2-week suspension once. And by the way, we don't say that to be funny. That's 100% true.
It's true.
It is true. Yes, that really happened.
That was the first suspension, I think.
Well, someone had to...
Others are just dropped by the wayside.
I was about to use a phrase that maybe we shouldn't use, but...
Right, so don't use it.
Right, because again, my objective is to get to 6 p.m. And if I get to 6 p.m. and nothing has gone awry and I still have a show, then mission accomplished. It's a job well done on my part. I can pat myself on the back.
Or 6 to 7 if things, break that way.
Huh?
If you do a 5 to 7 gig.
Well, I did do that one day this week.
Yeah.
Yes. But, things had gone awry. But that had nothing to do with anything that we were just talking about. But
hey, everybody in IPM Nation and Maddie Nation wants to know, are you going to be here on Memorial Day?
I don't know. I texted, that is an open question at the moment, because I texted Peter White earlier, and I said to him, I assume, because Memorial Day is one of the big ones as far as holidays. So I texted him and I said, I assume that we're totally closed Memorial Day. I mean, obviously the station is still on the air. It's just no live shows if we're closed. I said, I assume we're completely closed Memorial Day and I won't be able to do my show.
Peter,
he texted me back and said he's going to check.
But Peter's he doesn't do the Memorial Day broadcast. Because they got the parade this year.
Right. I believe he takes Memorial Day off, but I think that's one of the days that everybody takes off here.
Oh, they don't film. I wonder if somebody must film it.
But
they do Thanksgiving, and there was a Christmas parade, right? I don't celebrate Christmas because it's a pagan holiday.
Right. Well, last year was all weird. Everything was weird, too, because of the pandemic, so that threw everything off.
St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, they broadcast that, but I don't think they had a St. Patrick's Day parade this year because of the pandemic.
Do you enjoy parades? I don't enjoy them. I never
I did
have.
when I was a boy.
Even when I was a kid, I didn't like them. I found them very boring, just standing there watching stuff go by. I mean, I'm not knocking it. If people like it, that's great. I could never get into it. Or watching them on television. How do people even do that? I'm baffled by that. How does someone sit and watch a parade on television and just watch floats go by and a bunch of people talking about, oh, look at this float. Oh, and look at this. Oh, look, these people are waving. I don't understand it. It does not appeal to me at all.
I actually marched in a parade in Texas.
Oh.
Behind horses.
Oh.
It's amazing how, marching, they call it cadence, is how your feet just train themselves almost immediately to march and step over the manure.
Yes.
And it's frequent behind horses, They really...
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, the episode of Steinfeld, the one that Joe Elba wrote about the farting horse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
And it was in Texas where everybody loves veterans. Where I was coming from, the Northeast, where you couldn't even tell if you told somebody you're in the Army or the military. Oh my God! It's like nowadays, you've joined the Trump Republican Party.
Oh wow! Yikes!
I mean, if you are, because we are talking about the Northeast, they were very liberal back then. I got out of the Army, and my ex-girlfriend, I went to see her. She says, "Don't tell anybody you were in the military." But out in California, nobody gives a damn about anything out there, or at least they did. Wow. There's issues like rutabaga, mental health. Because they actually do feel pain. Vegetables, that's well known.
Oh, I don't want to even know about that. That's terrible.
The ravaging of root crops. When's it all going to stop? Yeah.
Well, it also sounds terribly inappropriate, frankly.
Oh, and how? My God, the Castro, which already we're dealing with communism.
Yes.
North of Monterey, California. Why, they were the artichoke capital of the world. And can you imagine the oh my God, every season, all these artichokes, involuntarily, I might add, sacrificing their lives for what? I mean, like Ben Dion's dad. I'm sure he likes artichokes. He probably puts them in a pizza or something.
Probably.
He likes Brussels sprouts, which, oh my God.
Wow, yeah. I don't even like the word artichoke. It sounds so violent.
It does, doesn't it? It's shameful.
Yeah.
I mean, I always had to avert my eyes driving up to San Francisco, seeing those thrashing machines.
Oh, no doubt. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Tomatoes, though, tomatoes are kind of saucy, so when they go and, who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Besides, they all got wiped out because they started importing them from Mexico.
Whenever I...
it's true.
Whenever I get a sub at Subway, I always ask for extra tomatoes, and they usually oblige. But I kiss up a little bit. I say, I'm very careful with my phrasing. I'll say, if you can throw a couple extra tomatoes on there, you'll be my hero. And that usually gets them to do it.
We go.
They'll usually oblige. Well, as long as we're talking about food, we should mention, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot.
Which we should be over there broadcasting from there.
Well,
but it's not open right now.
That's coming. Yeah,
Where
it
is
is.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Why
it's
aren't
Wednesday.
we there then?
We are going to be doing a live remote. I don't know the date yet, but
Can we drink beer?
We're working on that. I don't know how that works legally. I mean, I'm not a drinker anyway, really, so it doesn't matter in my case.
Well,
I'm unclear, though, as far as drinking while on the air. I don't know.
Who has to know?
I don't know if you can.
You just avert the camera as we sip our suds. They have some great beers over there.
Oh, absolutely, there are. Yes, they have craft beer. They also have wine. And, of course, the delicious gourmet pretzels.
I don't drink wine because of the sacrifices made by the grapes.
Oh, yes. That's very forward-thinking of you. You know what? That's very...
Unless they're red. I'll drink a claret or claret, what do they call it?
Sure.
Claret is, what do they call it? Cabernet Sauvignon.
Do they?
Claret. Yeah. Red wine. Reds,
Well, it's good for the heart.
No, it's just like, how I oppose executing people, except for a few exceptions. Well,
it's very progressive. Very progressive of you.
Only to a point. Only to a point. Just like with my championing.
You don't want to progress too far. Oh, right. Yeah. But, and of course, tomorrow, Thursday, they have Bill Cini, the trivia maven, if I may use that term.
When are we putting the team together?
Oh, Jenny's Juggernauts should be returning soon. Not this week, but Jenny's Juggernauts should be returning soon, I think. Or perhaps the team will have a new name. That's really up to Jenny. After all, we are her Juggernauts. But trivia night every Thursday night there. Friday nights is Grant Lampton performing live. He's doing a residency there, performing every Friday night. I did see him in the Facebook live chat as well.
Residency?
Yeah.
Was he a physician?
Yes.
Physician.
So if, say you're... say, for example, you're in the middle of eating a delicious pretzel and you start choking because you have a piece of pretzel caught in your throat.
He gives you the Heimlich maneuver?
I don't think it's quite called that.
Well, I thought it was down at that bar around the corner.
The way you said it, that sounds like something we discuss on the other program, Matt Connarton Unsheathed, which is not carried here on WMNH. No, but... yes, he will. If it's good to have actually, this is what has occurred, and I don't know if you know about this, but Governor Sununu signed an executive order that all restaurants must now have a physician. No, but they must have a physician on staff in case someone needs I believe it's called the Heimlich maneuver. We want to show deference to Mr. Heimlich for inventing it, so we should call it the right name. No, but they call it a residency when a musician is performing live on a weekly basis somewhere.
Is that the guy who found out about the inner structure of women and to pleasure them? Or was that somebody else? Like von Hindenburg?
Grant Lampton?
No, I thought you were talking about a doctor.
Oh, right.
Grafenberg.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it was very hot in the 80s.
Well, yes. It's very hot today. It's in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
But, so Grant performs there Friday night. Sundays, they have brunch at the Hop Knot. And Juneteenth, you can still sign up to be a business partner in Juneteenth. They have things planned for that entire weekend. You know, they tried to do something for Juneteenth last year, and they did. But
it was the first year this city recognized it as a holiday.
That's true.
Mayor Joyce Craig.
Yeah, yes, that is true. Also, too, because of the pandemic, they couldn't do as much as they wanted. But this year, they've got the whole weekend planned out, and it's going to be a very big deal. So we're very honored and proud to have them as a sponsor. And for those of you watching online, you can see this is actually Jenny's, but she let me wear it today. She hasn't worn it yet. A brand new Hop Knot shirt with the here, I'll show the back of it for people watching online. Well, no, actually, that's really not going to work, is it? Anyway, but you can see the front. But the chair has a back, and it's But a wonderful sponsor, and we appreciate them so very much. Also, too, I see Mike Pelopita in the Facebook live chat from another one of our wonderful sponsors here at WMNH, Queen City Cabinetry in the historic Sunbeam Mall. John, I know you, of course, know more about history than anybody I know, and we were discussing on the show. I wish you had been here for that. Actually, we were talking about why the Sunbeam Mall is so historic, and we were talking, of course, about General Sunbeam, who won the war, and if it weren't for him, I mean, we'd all be speaking Venusian right now, probably. So
we don't talk about that.
He's the greatest general since sliced bread, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
The greatest military mind.
They still have the Space Force. They just busted somebody out of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Somebody's been removed from the Space Force already. I'm excited about that. And I have to say, while I am certainly not pro-war, the idea of intergalactic combat is kind of titillating.
Okay, here's a trivia question.
Yes.
The U.S. Air Force is to the Space Force as the U.S. Navy is to blank.
Say that again.
Oh, that's easy. Because I know, this is a drive-by show. People's IQs have dropped considerably since the morning show. We're not even able to talk about the Brady Bunch because nobody even remembers. After a hard day at the orifice, I mean, you drop 70 IQ points if we can still talk about that without, somebody becoming violent.
Can we have that question again?
Here it is.
Okay.
The U.S. Air Force is to the U.S. Space Force as the U.S. Navy is to blank.
The Coast Guard?
Oh, Matt, this is for your audience. And no.
Oh.
So keep your mouth shut about this one.
Oh, my goodness.
One thing.
You're very aggressive about your trivia.
I'm trying to market the show.
I understand. But,
I used to be a trivia king when everything was about the Beatles. And baseball, which is, falling out of favor in the entire United States.
Has it?
Oh, yeah. It's like the fourth sport now.
Is it really?
Right. There is...
The NFL is number
football,
one, I assume,
American football,
yes.
known as football down south.
Oh.
And that's the American religion.
They don't pronounce their T's?
No.
Oh.
No, they're O's. It's football. Or the T, right?
Oh, right. Football.
And
weird. Very strange.
We're talking about places like Texas, Louisiana,
Yeah.
Football. It's a civic religion there. It's a religion for the entire United States.
Some close families.
Basketball and wrestling. Baseball is just dropping,
Should we no longer call it America's pastime?
Kevin Spacey.
Was it wrong to? Kevin Spacey's back. He's in a new movie.
Directed by Franco Nero. That has been.
Should we no longer refer to baseball as America's pastime then?
You're probably correct.
Should we start what is it?
Greed. Greed is America's pastime.
Greed.
Yeah, greed.
I would say it's more than America's pastime. I would say it's a way of life.
Pyramid scheme.
Greed is good, according to Gordon Gekko.
Yes. I was just talking to somebody that knew Mike Milken.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow. Yeah. You actually know this person.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
How wonderful.
Oh, wow.
He's such a great guy. He has done some good after prison. He really has. Foundation and stuff.
Yeah.
But, junk bonds.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was more rational than what we have now, cryptocurrency, but let's not go down that.
Perhaps we'll hear today from Bitcoin Gandhi.
I get triggered, because we never did get the Witcoin off the ground, and now we would own our own studio. And how? Huh?
I still don't understand what is the point to Bitcoin? What is the point to cryptocurrency unless you're just trying to hide the money from the government?
Well, that's the point. That's the point that Gandhi wants to sacrifice his life for.
Bitcoin Gandhi.
And it's Alan Greenspan said has no utility unless it is to facilitate illegal transactions. And he says, well, I guess that's a utility. And I guess it is.
See, that's what scares me away from it. I know a lot of people who are into it, and I don't knock anyone for being into it, but I just personally, I look, I'll just say it. I don't mean to sound vain, but I think I'm too pretty for prison. So, in fact,
there's ways to cope.
Well, I'm sure there are, but I wake up every day. This is true. I wake up every day, and the first thing I say to Jenny is, wow, can you believe it? Another day not in prison. And then she says something like, yeah, that's pretty amazing in your case. And then I say, what? What do you mean by that? And then she says, oh, nothing. And I say, was I talking in my sleep about something? And she said, no, I was just kidding. And then I say, wait a minute, though. You sound like you know something. And she says, no, it was a joke. Don't worry about it. And and then it just kind of goes on for another 25 minutes. But yeah, I'm a big fan of not being in prison. So I avoid cryptocurrency.
With a childhood or puppdom of yours as a Yeti and partly in a kennel, that's very understandable.
Maybe that's what she means.
Yeah, you probably woof and move your legs at night.
Well, that's very offensive and racist.
You're processing.
Well,
speciest. Yetis are species, not a race.
Well,
whether they good are. Well, they never did. They can't take on a greyhound or even your, let alone a cheetah or something. So, race. God,
nothing's as fast.
All they do
is
stop. When they tried that up in Portland, Maine, with the Yeti race, you and Sassy Shame, geez, stopping and piddling everywhere. That was a pretty boring race. It's better watching the horses in the sulky. Do they do that anymore? Racing where they have the little thing on the. Where's Mike Durrell when you need him?
I sometimes I think that your only reason for existing, frankly, is to hurt my feelings.
Well, we got to toughen you up.
That's why
for prison.
That's why God put you on this earth, is to hurt me.
There were no depilatories in prison, man.
Well, again, I'm too pretty for prison. So, can you imagine me in prison with this lovely Hopknot shirt? I wouldn't last a day.
What about when all the hair grows back? What about a full moon?
Yeah, see, that's not even. I mean, that's a myth. That whole thing. Yeah. Really is. That's very, very hurtful. Very hurtful.
The two T's do it on the new moon?
You're going to get the Yeti Anti-Defamation League after you again. You keep this up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, nobody cares about stuff like that. We just
I'd like to think that's the case. Yeah. Oh, right. Nobody cares. Right. So if we just pretend there's no discrimination against Yetis, then it's not real. Is that it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. We'll just pretend there's no problem, and then
do I talk about being descended from an alien?
No, actually, you don't.
Jeez,
now that you mention it,
Gonzo, and a few other people, practically the only people that know. Is it my fault that my father was out late? He had to go back to Manchester one night when the family was at Hampton Beach, and my mother met, that traveler from Ganymede who promised her silk stockings and a ride in the spaceship. Yeah. You don't hear me bitching about that, do you?
I have to admit that's true. I've never heard you.
Right. So, I guess since my mother is an American and human, that makes me an American and human. I do have a passport.
Yes. Well, legally by birth, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I often wonder if Pa is going to come back.
Who?
Pa.
Oh, I thought you said Paul. I thought you were referring to Paulie C.
We called my father Dad, in the Anglo-Irish tradition. Pa, it's looks like a P, it's kind of like a pi symbol, and this it looks like a horseshoe with an umlaut over it. Pa.
Yeah. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it is when it is. That's why I stay away from hallucinogens.
Right. Yes.
I don't want to open the door to Pa.
That's right. I think that's good advice for all of us.
Yeah.
Just say no and don't open the door to Pa.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to join the discussion today, you can give us a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can always interact and opine in the Facebook Live chat. But the best thing to do is give us a call so we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones at 603-250-6007. By the way, you mentioned Gonzo. He was supposed to be joining us, but I haven't seen him.
Maybe Pa's picked him up.
Oh.
But I would like to know, we reach a good audience. If you have a parent or a grandparent that comes from either another planet or another dimension, give us a call.
Yeah, I'd love to.
This is more common than people think. Where it's time for us to come out of whatever psychic closet that, we're in.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't think we've discussed this on the show, or maybe we have briefly, but there's a lot of talk. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, Little Marco, as our former president liked to call him, has come right out and said that there are unidentified flying objects that hover over our military bases.
Yeah, of course.
I believe in June, the Pentagon is supposed to release some sort of report. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on this?
Pa looked like a kangaroo.
Well, maybe. Has Pa shared any information with you on this?
Oh, that's a secret.
Does Pa have a pouch? You said Pa.
I said he resembled a kangaroo.
Oh, okay, right.
My mother gave birth to me, not Pa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
even know if he can give birth.
I hope I didn't mean to touch a nerve there with that. Right. It was your mother. It was not Pa. You didn't come out of Pa's pouch.
Why would aliens come to this Earth in a spaceship? They're just here. You don't have to come in a spaceship.
Oh, you think they're already among us?
If they do take you on a spaceship, it's just using their incredible powers to seduce, credulous women or men, as it might be, or whatever. Because we're talking about the 50s, 1950, 1959. Everybody was barrel-assing around in a big piece of GM iron with a drop top. That was part of life.
Oh, wait, are you saying those were actually spaceships?
American Graffiti. Where were you in '62? One of my favorite movies.
Well, I wasn't,
because of that.
I wasn't born.
I'm just saying, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. So if you're here, farting around from Ganymede or Io, wherever the hell you're hailing from, where you hang your hat, so to speak.
Did you say Ganymede or Iowa?
Io.
It's
a moon of, I think Jupiter or Saturn.
Right, of course. Yes,
I try not to think about this type of stuff because it's triggering.
Right, yeah.
But, you're here. If you can whip up a galactic, Cadillac or something and take the gal around, farting around, I mean, it's so much easier to get into her pants, so to speak. So, you do what you have to do. I mean, yeah. So UFOs. Why would they have to be here in UFOs?
Right.
They're not here in UFOs.
So you think they're here in cars?
Well, they're in your DNA, and that's why I took the Johnson & Johnson shot. Because I didn't want to take one of those RNA, shots like Moderna or what's the other one? The Zyrtec. No, that's what I take for
Zyrtec.
And
AstraZeneca.
It could be something. God knows.
Pa would prefer the Johnson & Johnson. Is that what you're...
Well, I'm not saying him. No, as a human being with alien DNA, which many of us have, I hear. And, one of the ways, if you have an extra coccyx,
I don't know if we can say that on the radio.
People think it's like a vestigial tail or something. Far from that. It's part of the way you communicate.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you something that most people don't know.
Well, this is, wow. Okay. Are you okay to tell us this? Is this classified?
It's about human being and human evolution.
Sure.
It's similar to the horse. But if you ever were, a certain type of guy or boy, if we can talk that way nowadays, you ever notice that when you're behind a woman and looking at a part of her anatomy, she will inevitably turn around?
Right.
That's because she has a radar there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So do horses, which we won't get into that.
Right.
It's a whole other show.
Right, yes.
Except for dogs, they are closely co-evolved with us.
Are you saying that horses are actually aliens?
No, far from.
Maybe from the planet Equus?
They've been manipulated.
Oh, I see.
But, one of the reasons that...
because that's the second time today you've brought up horses. That's why I wondered.
I have things to hide, as we all do.
Oh, yes.
But
if you only knew.
That's why, ancient peoples, in their wisdom, who were much closer to the events, when it was very raw what was happening, when the aliens just came down, and so to speak, took to wife what we'd call human women.
Yes.
And, or whatever, but who knows? They could do anything. Like God himself, but they seems to play by certain perverse rules, male, female, binary.
Yeah.
Which, it's getting trashed.
Yeah.
But they know why they didn't eat pork. Has nothing to do with trichinosis or this or that.
No pork for Pa?
It's because, Pa was in an intelligent gas.
I see.
Well,
right. I mean, that's obvious.
I don't know. He wasn't some carbon-based. He could take on that form. I guess when he first presented himself as a kangaroo, it didn't go over too well. But, they're incredibly adaptive.
Well, if he wanted to, he could hide pork in the pouch, right?
Well, pork, they used to take the hybrid fetuses, feti or whatever, and you people are talking about Roe v. Wade. You got to remember this. They would, because a pig... What is the Latin term for pig? Is pig's such an ugly word in a way.
I don't know
what
the
pig
Latin word for pig would be.
In the Army, we had the term foxtrot papa, which we won't go in. A pig, but it's like pigus or something. No, it's got to be some porcus. Pork. Porcus, right?
Porcus is Latin for pig?
It has to be, right?
I suppose it would.
Doesn't porcelain come from the word pig?
Does it? Porcelain?
Well, there's a porcelain club at Harvard.
Oh, and they're pigs?
Well, they celebrate the pigs because there is the connection because the pigs inside, like a sow's womb, is so analogous to the human. They used to take the hybrid fetuses when they're zipping around with them because then, I guess they were putting them in some type of primitive spaceship, just to show the colors. Like, people, I love it. One of the things I miss about L.A. is the funny cars and everything. Everybody out there, with a car that jumps up and down and you can fold it up like a Murphy bed, stuff like that.
Oh, that's probably alien technology.
No, that's, some Mexican kid, pouring his heart and soul into his '64 Chevy Impala. You know? And I love it. And
I leap to conclusions
but
sometimes.
When you're in a great set of wheels, that's why instead of you bought your sexy car or whatever it is. You're saying something.
It is sexy.
So,
I drive a Nissan Versa, I'll have you know.
That's a prescription against pork when it's, hauling around the fetuses that were your mother or father,
Yeah.
You just naturally, I don't want to go there.
Right.
Myself, I do eat pork.
Right, yes.
And ham.
Melanie in the chat says Ted Cruz is the Latin word for pig. That seems like
or pork.
2 words, actually, but, I can't be sure of
I'm
these,
coming out as an alien, which you recognized last week.
Wow.